secrets about Neymar have remained unknown to many. From untold stories to surprising facts, here are some revelations that will give you a fresh perspective on Neymar beyond his fame on the pitch. Neymar's got some secrets that'll make your jaw drop. First up, did you know he's already eyeing retirement from football? Yeah, even after becoming the priciest transfer in history, he's hustling behind the scenes, pulling in millions at the poker table. Rumor has it, he might just trade his boots for cards and go pro. But hold on, things get wilder. In the 2014 World Cup, Neymar didn't just score goals, he made headlines for flashing his undies. Yep, you heard that right. At halftime, he bared it all, and the world got a glimpse. The dude's got style, but flashing the goods cost him a fine of over $100,000. This wasn't Neymar's first dance with underwear controversies. Remember the time he faced 6 years in the slammer? Talk about a wild ride. Neymar, the young prodigy, rising from the struggles of his upbringing, didn't just stumble upon success. No, sir. He was plucked from the trenches into pro football by Santos, who not only nurtured his talent, but whisked his entire family out of hardship. But here's the kicker. While breaking records and dazzling everyone, Neymar had a burning desire to play elsewhere, so intense that he risked it all for a shot at Barcelona. Whoa, talk about ambition. But when the transfer dust settled, Santos felt like they'd been bamboozled. Barcelona slipped an extra $65 million under the table, leaving Santos feeling like they'd been sucker punched. Neymar and his dad were almost looking at time behind bars, turning what seemed like a dream move into a legal minefield. Now, onto something even more jaw-dropping. Brace yourselves. Neymar, the football superstar, harbors a secret addiction. Yep, you heard that right. Despite being a beacon of inspiration, he's got a weakness. Instead of hitting the field, he switched his kicks for clicks, diving headfirst into the world of Twitch streaming. Call of Duty and CS:GO became his turf, pulling in views that could make your head spin. But here's the kicker. The addiction took over, with Neymar dropping a whopping $40,000 on video game skins. Yikes. But wait, it gets crazier. Remember the Ballon d'Or? Neymar's no-show left tongues wagging. Instead of rubbing shoulders with the who's who, he chose to go viral on the gaming scene. I mean, skipping awards for gaming? Twitter had a field day, but let's face it, it's a tad concerning, isn't it? Hours glued to a screen aren't exactly the epitome of a healthy lifestyle. And here's the kicker number 2. Neymar's recent string of injuries? It's not just bad luck, it's the toll of his newfound gaming obsession. But Neymar's got another secret. But don't worry, it's not as wild as what's coming next. Back in the day, Neymar's family was struggling big time. I'm talking about can barely afford water and electricity kind of struggle. One time, his dad, busy with work, forgot to pay the electricity bill. So guess who took charge? Young Neymar had to step up. He had the money in hand, ready to save the day, but then he spotted his golden opportunity to win his dream car. Who wouldn't be tempted, right? He bought a raffle ticket, dreamt about cruising in his new wheels, and oops, the next morning, no power at home. Dad was fuming, but hey, they sorted it out eventually. Now let's talk about a moment that rocked Neymar's world. It was January 26, 2020, a match between PSG and Lille. Neymar, pumped up with that Mamba mentality, was owning the game. PSG led 1-0 at halftime, but something changed when Neymar checked his phone. Tears out of nowhere. Turns out, behind the scenes, he and Kobe Bryant were tight, like brothers. Neymar was shattered by Kobe's passing, but he knew that he had a game to finish. In the second half, he was on a mission. When he scored a penalty kick, he pointed to the sky, dedicating it to number 24. That's respect right there. After the match, Neymar inked a special tattoo, immortalizing Kobe's favorite quote, "People don't understand how obsessed I am." A touching tribute, don't you think? But here's the kicker. There's someone else who changed Neymar's life, someone who saved his career. Who could it be? I'm itching to spill the beans. Neymar, feeling the weight of the world after a huge transfer, was drowning in chaos. He couldn't keep it together, even in front of his teammates. The dude was tearing up on the field. Fear not, a savior emerged. Enter the legend, Leonardo, who'd lived through the spotlight for a decade. Neymar spilled the beans, saying, "I was crying in the dressing room, couldn't play my football." But then boom, Leonardo steps in, coaching him back to sanity, saying, "You gotta be the same lad you were at Santos. I'm here to help." That pep talk propelled Neymar to new heights, folks. Hold on tight, we're entering the top 3, and it's about to hit hard. Way back when Neymar was just a tiny tot of 4 months old, his family faced a disaster. Picture this, they're cruising up the mountains, visiting relatives when bam, a lethal storm hits them out of the blue. Neymar's dad, struggling to hold on, dislocates his hip. Panic mode is on. And then the heart stopper. Neymar's missing. They searched high and low until they heard a cry. It was Neymar, trapped under the driver's seat, covered in blood. A race against time to get him to the hospital. Neymar faced down death. And get this, he didn't even grasp what was happening. So, coming in hot at number 2, we've got Thiago Mendes. Picture this, extra time in a PSG Lions showdown. Neymar's doing his thing, trying to ignite his team when bam, Thiago trips him up. Neymar's down and it looked brutal. Everyone's thinking Neymar's doing his dramatic routine, but hold up, things got serious. Social media went nuts, accusing Thiago of intentionally injuring PSG's golden boy. Scary stuff, because threats started flying, and I'm not talking tweets, but life-threatening messages to Thiago's girl. The poor guy and his family were living in fear. But plot twist, Neymar's injury wasn't major, so Thiago caught a lucky break. Now, get ready for the number 1 bombshell. Neymar's mistake shook the company for billions. Picture this, 2014 World Cup. Sony strikes a mega deal, $280 million to be the official headphone of football. FIFA bans players from wearing any other brand. But here's the kicker, the Sony headphones were garbage. Players realized it, and they weren't going to take it lying down. And who steps up? Our man Neymar. He had just been fined big bucks, but that didn't stop him. He teamed up with Beats by Dre, dropping a commercial during the World Cup, and kaboom! Over 34 million views later, Neymar's move smacked Sony in the face. Sony's value plummeted by a whopping $1.7 billion. With $1 billion, you could buy some insane stuff. $1 billion watches, luxury cars, extravagant mansions. Wait, those sound like Neymar's things. If you want to dive deeper into that lavish lifestyle, click right over here. There you have it, folks. Neymar's life is a saga of jaw-dropping twists and turns. Stay tuned for more untold tales of this football sensation. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more.